Welcome back to the channel and welcome to UFC Pre-Fight. And in this edition of Pre-Fight, I'll be doing UFC 288 Sterling versus Cejudo Pre-Fight. So I'm just gonna run through this card and get my initial predictions. These are not my final predictions. These are just my initial predictions. So this is just where I went wrong, or not before I went. This is before I went wrong, or before I go wrong. This is another edition. So this is just me, scanning over the predictions. Scanning over the fights and just getting my initial predictions and adjusting, and trying to, do some fight correction and yeah, just get the initial thoughts in my head and then correct them or adjust them in time for my final picks. So gonna run through this super quick. So first off, we have in the bantamweight division, or that's when I said UFC 288 Sterling versus Cejudo. I don't know if I said it or not, but I'm saying it again. So yeah, first fight, bantamweight division, Daniel Santos versus Johnny Munoz Jr. Even though they took the Jr. off his name, I guess his dad disowned him or something, or he said you're a man now, no need for Jr. But Santos versus Johnny Munoz Jr. I'm going Santos here. I just feel like he's the more effective striker. I feel like Munoz's chair has been a little bit questionable. And I feel like Santos can address the grappling of Munoz, and I just feel like he's the more lethal striker, more offensive, more active, more confident striker, and should win this one, maybe in the distance. But right now, I'm not sure. But I'm going Daniel Santos. Pick mates is again subject to change. Probably about average confidence right now on Daniel Santos. Next fight we have in the middleweight division, Joseph Holmes versus Claudio Ribeiro. And I'm going Claudio Ribeiro. I just feel like Joseph Holmes seemed like he showed some decent talent on the Contender Series, but has been fizzling out since he got in the UFC. I think he hasn't even he has won one fight over probably the most mediocre middleweight that was active at the time. He's not in the UFC no more. Alan Amadowski, I think. Claudio Ribero's coming out. I feel like he'd be able to come up with more power. I feel like he should have no issues with the wrestling or grappling of Holmes unless he get caught with something. And I feel like he should be okay in that department. And also like Holmes is not a real big puncher anyway. So I feel like Claudio Ribeiro should be a chop his tree like not tree bands, but his tree twig leg down, that long limpy legs of Holmes should be a chopped him down, catch some shots, probably put him out like a TKO over Holmes. Going about average confidence here. Because again, Claudio Ribeiro, another guy come off the Contender Series, obviously for better competition, but still another guy that still got some stuff to prove, but I'm liking more what I've seen from him. So it's that type of pick. So going Claudio Ribeiro is showing me a lot more than Holmes at the moment. So going Ribeiro, about average confidence. Next fight we have in the flyweight division, Rafael Estevam versus Zagis Zumagulov. And to be honest, this is a momentum pick going Rafael Estevam. I feel like he's composed enough to maybe defend the takedowns of Zalgas Zumagulov. It's not like Zumagulov is a super aggressive wrestler anyway, or a super great wrestler anyway. He's kind of that guy that just, that tough guy that's in between. And that could do you well. Like you can go in with anybody and you can hold your own. But it doesn't do you the best to get over, because like you could be in there, you can hold your own, you're tough, you got a strong chin, you're this and that, you're durable, you got good conditioning, but striking, nothing right home about. Grappling, nothing right home about. He's just tough. And I feel like Estevam should be able to beat him by decision. And also, the judges aren't really favoring right now either. So, momentum pick, Estevam looking okay enough, seeming well rounded enough, seemed like he a little farther ahead on the strike. And it should, like I said, the wrestling and grappling of Zagis Zumagulov shouldn't be that aggressive that I don't think Estevam should be able to address it, outwork him, stop him, or beat him. So, about average confidence, Estevam, but highly a momentum pick, because I'm not super confident in Estevam. It's really, Zog is clearly on the decline. Rafael Estevam is this newer up and comer, and he's seemingly on the uptrend. So, it's like, again, it's a trend pick, it's a momentum pick. Next fight we have in the middleweight division, we have Phil Halls versus Ikram Alexerov, and I'm going low confidence Ikram Alexerov. I know a lot of people gonna get high on this guy because, oh my gosh, he did this in the Contender Series versus a literal scrub. Let me not say people scrub, but a guy that's not the best, who clearly showed questionable areas in there. A guy that had questionable takedown defense, questionable takedown offense, and Alexerov. No, I'm not gonna say he's questionable this, questionable that, but a guy that Alexerov could take down, and a guy on top who, Ikram Alexerov is a good top grappler. So you're a good top grappler. You took a guy down, you submitted him. It's not like he has shown really improvement in his striking. I feel like striking around the same for Phil Halls in between the two. And Phil Halls seemingly is the better striker. Seemingly hits harder. And he is a wrestler. Phil Halls might have his issues, but his wrestling not really an issue as far as defensively. So I feel like he should be able to defend the takedown. Should be the more full-fledged striking, should be to knock him out. But this is or beat him, but this is a momentum pick. Going Ikram Alexerov, because, people are all on him. And Phil Halls is not like really the guy you can rely on to pull off an upset for you. Like, for the most part, he ain't the guy that like, I can trust Phil Halls to be the dog for me. Phil Halls will be the dog that pulls through. Now, Phil Halls will make you look like you stupid for picking everybody. Like, you only picked him because he's black. Nah, I picked him because Ikram Alexaro, his biggest highlight in his career is getting knocked out by um, Khamzat Chimaev. Like, oh my gosh, he did so good against Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev not even worried about this man. He literally not worried about this man. The guy did a good job of defending Khamzat's takedown. That's about it. That's his biggest highlight. I was able to not get ragdolled by Khamzat Chimaev. I made him get a little bit tired and I still got knocked out. I didn't. It wasn't no close controversial split decision. It wasn't a case of he gave him such a good fight. He was able to not get taken down at will, make Khamzat Chimaev sweat a little bit, but that's about it. It was a no, like, oh my gosh, this guy, I'm losing sleep over this guy. The guy got knocked out. So, but people get hype on him because he did give Khamzat Chimaev a little bit of a sweat. So, I don't see it yet, but going him off momentum, literally off momentum alone. Skills are there, but stylistically, this ain't the greatest matchup for either guy. But this stylistically isn't the worst matchup for Phil Halls as well. So, yeah, go Ikram Alexarov, low confidence, but yeah, can't trust Phil Hall. So pick might change. I might somehow wake up and get confidence for Phil Hall and shift the low confidence to Phil Halls, but yeah, he ain't come through for me ever as a dog, I don't think. So he has failed a lot of times for me as a favorite. So or more than enough times for me as a favorite. So I'm going Ikram Alexarov. That's probably not going to change, but it's going to be low confidence. That's what I'm going to say. Next fight we have in a heavyweight division, Braxton Smith versus Parker Porter. And to be honest, so far I have not actually even looked into this fight, but Parker Porter on a downtrend. Braxton Smith is this new face, so I'm going Braxton Smith about low confidence because again, I have literally not even looked into Braxton Smith at all. So on to the next. Low confidence Braxton Smith. Next one we have in a women's strawweight division, Marina Rodriguez versus Verna Jandiroba, and I'm going Marina Rodriguez about average confidence here to beat Verna Jandiroba. I think somebody mentioned about several years back that Jandiroba does not get submitted. Not Jandiroba, but Marina Rodriguez does not get submitted. So I seen her take no offense, look question much points in her career. You know, I seem like, oh, this is an easy win for grapplers. Maybe if you're like a cardio machine like Carla Esparza or something like that, or maybe you could go rounds and wrestle her controller for rounds. But so far, she has proven to not be like, you know, a person that gets submitted. And I feel like Jandiroba kind of relies on getting the finish in this one because Jandiroba even admittedly said that she has a mental blockage as far as, you know, going for the kill. Like you've seen her, she should have beat what's her name? I forget her name right now. Her dad owns an MMA gym. She just moved up to the flyweight division and she's looking pretty good right now. Lost a close fight to Kayla Chikagian, but another Brazilian. But anyway, she dropped her and just never followed up on it. Allow her opponent to just outwork her and beat her to a decision. She was picking apart Mackenzie Dern and allowed Mackenzie Dern to just outwork her and point her to a decision. So unless she could finish you at this level, a woman like a woman like Marina Rodriguez is going to outwork her down the stretch. I don't think no one gets stopped. I think it's going to be a decision fight. I feel like Jandiroba is going to have her moments in the grab department, but probably going to be little, like too little. She's going to have some good sets, but then she's going to stop. She's going to start going for the takedowns. Like, and ultimately, no matter what happens, it's going to be a case where she's going to get outworked to a decision by Marina Rodriguez. So she's going to have her moment or moments, but it's all ultimately going to come down to getting the same theme, not pulling the trigger and getting outworked by Marina Rodriguez. So go Marina Rodriguez here, likely decision. I'm gonna go average confidence. I'm gonna go high confidence. It's a pattern. Go high confidence Marina Rodriguez to beat Verna Jandiroba. As happened too many times to be a coincidence. So next fight we have in the welterweight division, Chaos Williams versus who's this dude? Rolando Bedoya. Another fight I have not looked at yet. So this is the pre-fight. This is not my final predictions. Like I have not looked at this fight. So I'm going Chaos Williams about average confidence. Chaos Williams has been looking pretty good. I have not heard nothing about Rolando Bedoya. I just think he's the guy that's getting his chance in the UFC and getting kind of dropped in a little bit deep. He's not getting a gifted win. He really is getting a chance to show himself. Most likely going to lose. But it's going to be one of those cases where maybe at best he can show that this guy, he hung with this dude in his first fight. He didn't get knocked out. He hurt him. It was a scrappy fight, but I don't think he's going to fight where he's going to win it. But this is all just speculation. I literally don't know who this dude is. I haven't looked at him all. I haven't looked at his Wikipedia. I ain't looked at his Tapology. I ain't looked at this man at all. I ain't YouTube this man. I ain't seen this man. I don't know. I haven't seen this man in my corner. I don't know who this man is. So, average confidence, Chaos Williams, off literally no intel on other dude. Next fight we have in the light heavyweight division, we have Kennedy Nchukwu versus Devin Clark. And I'm gonna go Kennedy Nchukwu, low confidence here. I feel like Devin Clark could definitely wrestle him. I feel like Devin Clark is showing a little bit of improvement. Pretty surprising, but Devin Clark is still Devin Clark to me at this point. Like, no insult, but he is who he is. I feel like it's been a case where Devin Clark has been a guy who has faded and got stopped at points in his career. And Kennedy Chukwu is a guy that has a tendency to kind of come on, no, have rough starts and then rally. And then I feel like both guys going to play, they're going to feel each other's story. Like, you fade and get finished, I come on, get strong in later rounds. And I feel like Kenny and Chuka will come in just knowing that Devin Clark's a stiff wrestler on the feet. Probably not respecting striking too much, let his offense go off. And, it's been offensive and making Devin Clark have to work to get in on the inside, take shots to get in, like get punched up to get in. Then when he gets takedown, had to work to get the takedown. This really just forced Devin Clark to have to work and get tired. Did the third round or second or third, like late second or early third, early mid third, put Clark out to start turn the offense on tired Clark and put him away. And, really have him tired and at the end of all that reach that Kenny and Chukwu has and just get picked apart and put away late. So Kenny and Chukwu, I'm gonna go low confidence Kenny and Chukwu in the distance. Next fight we have in the lightweight division, we have Drew Dober versus Matt Favola. Firework fight. I'm going Drew Dober high confidence. No insult to Matt Favola, great dude. I think he actually follows me on Twitter. I don't know if he follows me or not. I don't know if he even know why he followed me for. I guess he would just follow everybody who messaged him. I just happened to message him. I would not message, but tweet him. I don't know what I tweeted him about. I didn't tweet him to follow me back or nothing. I think, as a matter of fact, someone else was tweeting him or something. I just think I responded. I don't know why, but he followed me. But yeah, cool dude. Matt Favola is a cool dude, but gotta go Drew Dober. Drew Dober got the chin of the gods on him, and Matt Favola, even in his last fight, I said he gets in the firefights too much. He won that firefight, but again, he has a tendency to always fall into these firefights. I don't know why he does it, but he has a tendency to always fall into these firefights. Dude, leave the firefights alone. You might have prevailed a couple times, but it's not the best thing. It's not the best thing for consistency. It's not the best thing to go ahead. You got all these skills, use them. But I feel like it's gonna be yet another case of him trying to get into the firefight. And even if he doesn't try to go to the firefight, Drew Dober's takedown defense has been improving a lot over the years. Grappling has been improving a lot over the years. So I feel like he should be able to address the grappling for Favola. And I think Favola just ultimately gonna have that tendency, whether he initially gets in a firefight or whether he falls into a firefight or this is forced to get in a firefight. It's gonna be a firefight at this point. And Drew Dober just has his chin is fortified, and he has more power and more technique than Favola in the striking department. I think he's gonna knock Favola out. I'm gonna say first round. Favola, when he typically gets stopped, is typically in the first round. So I'm thinking Drew Dober going to start him in the first round. Maybe, in fact, I'm gonna say early. Maybe probably early, but this is not my final prediction. But I'm going Drew Dober KO in this one. So yeah, next fight we have in the featherweight division, we got Kron Gracie versus Charles Jourdain, and I'm going Charles Jourdain about average confidence. Kron Gracie, I don't know where his mind is at, where his prudence is at, but I feel like Charles Jourdain is good enough in the grappling department, good enough on feet. And I feel like Kron Gracie ain't gonna really make no improvements coming back. I feel like he's gonna try to come in with a little bit more cardio, a little bit more this and that. But ultimately, I feel like I ain't gonna see no improvement. I ain't gonna see no great improvements from him. And the inactivity is only gonna hurt him. I think it's gonna strengthen him. I feel like he's gonna has made no significant jumps from that inactivity. And I feel like his main advantage is jiu-jitsu. And I feel like Jourdain should be good enough to be able to address that. It's not like Kron Gracie's a great offensive wrestler anyway. So it's gonna be an issue to get it there. But I feel like Jourdain should be able to address the grappling, or at least be able to stuff the takedowns, or be, like I said, all in all, he should be able to avoid bad positions with Gracie and be able to outstrike him. Might even finish him. I'm gonna say right now I'm just going Charles Jourdain. I'm gonna go about average confidence. The method still being configured in my head, but I think I'm pretty set in stone with Charles Jourdain. I like what I just like where he's coming from versus where Kron Gracie's coming from. Coming off of laws, been inactive, this and that. I don't know what's going on with dude. And I don't think he'll make no big jumps in improvement. So that inactivity will only hurt him, in my opinion. Yeah, so featherweight division. Next fight we have Movsar Evloev versus Bryce Mitchell. I'm going Movsar Evloev. I think he's more well-rounded striker. I think he's a better wrestler. And I think he should be able to shut down most of Mitchell's takedowns. Should be able to win the takedown battle. Should be able to win a striking battle. And I think he beats him on a decision right here. So going Movsar Evloev here about average confidence. But Bryce Mitchell is a dog, but I think Movsar Evloev is just overall just the better fighter in every single area. Yeah, so next fight we have in the women's strawweight division, we got Jessica Andrade versus Yan Xiaonan. I'm going Jessica Andrade. I think she's going to TKO her. I'm going about high confidence here. Not coming off the best performance at all, but we clearly see, what's her name? Erin Blanchfield she's ready. She's ready. We clearly seeing that. she's definitely ready. Aaron Blackfield's a different beast. So I'm going Xiao Nan hasn't really shown me anything. So I feel like Jessica Andrade should be the out striker, should be out wrestler, be out grappler. I think she should be able to be here wherever this fight takes place. And I don't think her confidence is going to win. I feel like she's only going to come here more motivated, more hungry. And I definitely think that's going to lead to a finish for Jessica Andrade. So finish for Jessica Andrade and high confidence for Jessica Andrade. Next one. So next fight we have in the welterweight division. I would say women's welterweight. We don't have a women's welterweight. The welterweight division, we got Bilal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns. And this is not a diss to either one. I wasn't trying to say any of these guys are sissies. It's not that. And this pick is definitely not finalized. I'm going low confidence. I ain't going to go a whole lot into it. I'm going to go Gilbert Burns as of right now. But very low confidence. I don't do very low confidence, but low confidence. I used to do very low confidence, but I'm going to go low confidence here. But Gilbert Burns. I feel like Bilal Muhammad's cardio and pacing could be an issue for Burns. His takedown defense could be an issue for Burns. His heart could be an issue for Burns. But I do feel like Burns is the more lethal striker, more lethal grappler. But again, cardio could be an issue. But this was 5 rounds. It'd definitely be a fight that probably should favor Bilal Muhammad with his cardio. But yeah, going Gilbert Burns right now, low confidence to beat Bilal Muhammad. But might shift. Again, I feel like Bilal Muhammad has, like I said, he has the pacing, he has the takedown defense, he has the wrestling, even though he probably won't use it too much, he probably use it more so defensively to try to outwork Gilbert Burns down the stretch. And I feel like Gilbert Burns at times has showed questionable cardio, especially at lightweight. Welterweight, we haven't really seen it too much. But Bilal Muhammad is definitely a guy that can truly test his cardio at this weight class. And, make this a very interesting matchup. But right now, I feel like Gilbert Burns is more lethal, so that's why I'm leaning to him. He's more lethal. He has he can wrestle probably offensively better than Muhammad. He can finish on the ground, unlike Muhammad, against high-level competition. He's more explosive. He has better power. He's the more, lethal striker. But again, Muhammad is about, can he outwork him? Can he drown him? Can he outpace him? That's where Muhammad comes in. But I'm leaning to the more lethal fighter right now in Burns. So Gilbert Burns, low confidence. Don't know if it's a finish, decision, or whatnot. And I'm not even setting in stone on Gilbert Burns winning. So it's still a very, very close fight to me. All right, this thing all low. I think my lighting low. I don't know if my camera low or my light is low. But anyway, I think my light is low. But anyway, main event we got in the bantamweight division for the undisputed bantamweight title. Aljamain Sterling, the undisputed bantamweight champion. He's like the number 3 greatest bantamweight of all time now. Definitely passed Petr Yan a long time ago. Yeah, he definitely passed Petr Yan. After beating him twice. Well, beat him once, clearly. Got more defenses than him. Has accomplished far more than him in the division. And yeah, also beat him. He beat Dillashaw, obviously beat up Dillashaw with a bad arm, but still a win's a win. He beneath Dillashaw. Dillashaw number 2, Cruz is number 1, so the number 3 greatest bantamweight of all time in MMA. But yeah, versus Aljamain Sterling versus Henry Cejudo, one of the pound greatest fighters of all time. One of the only champs in MMA history, like only 4 of them. But I'm going Aljamain Sterling. I'm going to go by average confidence to beat Henry Cejudo. Aljamain Sterling has been getting better, roughly getting better every single time out. There's things I don't like about Sterling as far as his cardio. I feel like his cardio could be a big question. As hard as he trains, training with Rob, it's hard as he trains, who he's supposed to be, and training with Merab Dvalishvili all that time, day in and day night, day in and day out. They best friends, they roommates, they all this and all that. I feel like Aljamain Sterling's cardio was a bit disappointing. His work rate and cardio was a bit disappointing. I feel like he dips off notably. Look at the Petr Yan fight. Like, if he had insane cardio like if he had even 10% of the cardio Merab Dvalishvili had, he would have made. Matter of fact, he probably would have finished Petr Yan if he had even 10% of the cardio that his main trainer partner had. So yeah, so that's kind of questionable to me. But I'm going in with a smaller Cejudo. I feel like Sterling should be able to address the wrestling of Cejudo. I feel like he should be able to use the limb throw kicks and fill up the space on Cejudo. I feel like he surprisingly might have great success wrestling Cejudo or grappling Cejudo at points, or maybe I'm reversing position on Cejudo. I feel like he's the better submission grappler. I feel like submission grappling is the issue of Cejudo. And Sterling has underrated wrestling, so I feel like he can address the wrestling Cejudo. The wrestling can be pretty competitive. Cejudo definitely is the better wrestler, but I feel like Sterling can make it interesting. And then also make it even more interesting and even win the position with his jiu-jitsu, which he will have, I feel like, will have a huge advantage over. Now I feel like he should be able to use that limb to pile up points on Cejudo trying to get in. It should be to beat Cejudo, but I think it will be a very competitive fight. I think Cejudo will have power. I think he'll have explosive wrestling, be a more technical wrestler. But Sterling has been active, where Cejudo has been on the sidelines. He's been trained with the who's. He's been trained with Mighty Mouse and such, but you can't really replicate that in cage experience, and Sterling has had much more of that than Cejudo. Cejudo has been retired for like what 2-3 years now. Matter of fact, we've been retired just as much as Khabib has been retired, so a bit just about so. There's a lot of different factors. I feel like again Sterling has been fresh, he's been active. Cejudo has not, and I feel like Sterling should be able to find his ways to be funky out there and find edges in this fight. Like wrestling, he might not have the edge, but bringing the BJJ, he'll have the edge. He might not have the power, but he'll be lengthier, craftier, more unorthodox, and then he'll find advantages in the striking. Fill up the scoreboard with this bunch of teeps, bunch of leg kicks, spinning back kicks, flying knees, use his length, throw some elbows, and Sterling might not have no power, but like I said, he'll scrap out there, he'll let his hands go, and he'll find his ways to win. So going Aljamain Sterling about average confidence right now. So yeah, that's my picks for right now. My pre-fight picks for UFC 288 Sterling versus Cejudo. And that's the video. Peace.